This video is sponsored by Clothing Kids Club.
Hi, my name is Abigail Deborah, CEO of The Therapist, a wig making brand. My baby is at 14 months. I was actually pregnant for almost 3 months and I didn't know. At that time, I used to work with IBM Ghana. We were relocating and I was in charge of the relocation. So, checking that we are packing stuff and doing all that. So there was a lady help at the office. Yes, I'd become a little bit sluggish, and they had noticed because I'm not that type. And so one Saturday I went to the office during the relocation, and when we were about to go, she said, "You know what, go to NS Chemist." And I'm like, what's my business at NS Chemist? She said, "Go and get a test kit. When you go home, test." I'm like, "Please allow me." And I had not even paid attention to the fact that I hadn't seen my menses in 3 months, because it's on and off sometimes, so I really didn't care. I went to it was a Saturday evening, I got the test kit. So I tested, I think, Sunday around 3:30 a.m. I checked and boom, there I was, pregnant. I'm like, wow. It was around the COVID, when we were taking the COVID vaccines. So in the bathroom, I screamed. My husband heard me screaming and he's like, "Why, what's this?" And I just came out and I left the test cassette. I just left it on him and I went back to sleep like nothing had happened. I had a big belly. It was nice, it was all around, and whenever I went to the salon, they were like, my stylist would be like, "This woman, she's on a different level now." She would say in Chiwe, "Oh, yeah, buying Unconditional." So, it was nice. And the fact that you could just get anywhere and get that first, even if you are the last in the queue, you get the first treatment and all that. It was cool. And the little pampering here and then. All those, yeah, "Oh, you're looking good." Yeah, yes, I had a beautiful belly, beautiful pregnancy. It was nice. I couldn't sleep. There was this constant pain in my side, at my side. So sometimes when I sit down, standing up is difficult. When I was advanced, like from 5 months in between thereabouts, yeah, and then vomiting. I vomited from day one till last. Because of vomiting, I was admitted, I think, twice, yeah. Because the doctors were scared. They were like, too excessive vomiting could cause miscarriage and all that. But so many people, my friends are like, "Oh, you can nibble on something the moment you wake up before you brush your teeth and then it won't come." Coconut water. I could drive. There was no coconut seller in my area, so I could drive longer. I was just go and get coconut. I drink it and then still I vomit. So I just put it at the back of my mind. Okay, you know what? That's your own pregnancy wahala. Deal with it and move on. Because no matter what I use, I even use kids' toothpaste to see. I thought, Pepsodent is the normal toothpaste I use. So I thought, okay, let me change and see, maybe it's the Pepsodent causing it. But my dear, it was pregnancy doing its own thing with me. That was what it was. 2 appointments before delivery, Granny says we should go get a scan. We go and says, "You know what, you're not going to push. Your baby is big. You can't push. So we are going to do a CS." The first mention of a CS, I wasn't really comfortable. But later when I came home, I was like, who cares? The most important thing is baby is coming. So the day before delivery, we went to Kolebu. You have to go pick up the blood and all that. My husband was supposed to go, but I was like, I don't want to stay at home alone. And knowing Kolebu very well, at least when they see a pregnant woman, they are going to be like, okay, let's give her first, let's just attend to her, let her go. Funny enough, the guy there was like, just come and get your thing and go before you come and deliver here. That's the same way someone delivered there yesterday. Finished hospital rounds, everything, we came home. And funny enough, before 10 p.m. I had showered like 3 times already. I was feeling restless. Around 12, I think it was around 12:15, I woke up to go and pee. And I realized the bed was wet. So I was like, oh, wow, I peed on myself, because that's what I was thinking. And then I went to the washroom. I finished peeing, I came back. I realized there was water dripping. I was like, no, this is not pee. And being a first-time mom, my first experience, I didn't know. So I just went to the bathroom again to go and shower. Thinking, showering will let the water stop coming. That's what I thought. We were getting close to 12:30. Then I called my husband. I just shouted and Kwesi, the baby is coming. And it was funny, I was calm. I was all collected. I was okay because, yes. But he was all over the place. Abby, what should we pick? What should we do? I'm calm down. My bags were packed as early as 7 months because, once you're getting there, they tell you so. I told him, relax. All the things in this corner, we are taken to the hospital, so just calm down. And he was all over the place. And how should we go? At that point, he couldn't even find his car key. Yeah. Called an Uber, the Uber came, we went to the hospital, and when we got to the hospital, I think so, before we left the house, I called the doctor. And I told him my water has broke, so I'm coming in earlier than Sunday. He said, okay, I should go, they'll wait for me. When I got to the hospital, the nurses were all there waiting. It took me in, and within about 30 minutes, I'd taken about 4 drips already. Because the water was just, and the most painful bit was when they had to check how dilated I was. I don't think it's a nice experience. It's painful. It's very painful because someone putting their whole hand in there to... The nurse was like, Madam Abigail, relax, you break my hand. And in my head, I was like, your luck is not already broken because you don't know what you're doing. So you're telling me I broke your hand. I think it broke in my sleep because I woke up and there was water all over the place. I didn't feel the pain and all that people say they feel, actually. When I checked from the videos my husband did, I was singing. It was painful, yes. When the pain comes, those sharp contractions and all that, but I was okay. Maybe I had put it in my mind that if I become all dramatic about the pain, whatever I do, I'll have to go through it. So I didn't take my mind to the pain, actually. So I don't think I felt all those funny, all the stories we hear about people in labor and all, I don't think I experienced any of that. And doctor came in around 5:30. I was already robed up for theater, so I don't think I really experienced all the funny labor stories and things we hear. When I heard him cry, then I asked, okay, is that him? And then they're like, yeah, hold on. I asked, what's he? Because yes, we hear stories, people, you go for your ultrasound and they tell you he's a boy, you give birth to a girl. So I wanted to be sure if I was really having a boy. And then they're like, you wait. So they brought him, raised him up, and they said, what is he? And I said, he's a boy. I said, okay. In my head, he was big. My baby, when he came out fresh, he was big. I was like, wow, this big baby. That's all I said in my head. And I was kept away for 12 hours for monitoring after the surgery. When I finally came back to my room and they put him in my hand, I hear people say they were happy, but I wasn't feeling anything. I didn't feel anything. I just cried when I was staring at him, and I heard my mom and my sister-in-law say something to him. So I said, hi, hello, you're welcome, I'm your mommy. That's what I said. And when I look at the video today, it's so funny. I'm like, did I really say that? And it took a while. For about 2 weeks, I hadn't come to myself that I had a baby. Yes, I knew I had a baby because I had to breastfeed him, but there was no feeling. Postpartum depression is real. Take it or leave it, it is. But I didn't feel anything. I was somewhat annoyed when he cried because I couldn't sleep throughout my pregnancy. I had sleepless nights. And then now that you're no longer there, I'm trying to sleep. You're crying all hours of the night and I have to wake up to feed him, and it wasn't easy. The very first 2 weeks wasn't easy, but I'm glad after that because I could leave everybody, just go and hide in a corner in my room and be crying. I cried. I was crying. So I was admitted again after a week. because I was crying, I was restless, and my blood pressure went up again, so I had to be admitted again. But I think when I came back from the hospital, I came back to my senses and realized I really had a baby. I had someone to call my own. When you're going out, you're thinking about him. When you're out, you're thinking about him. In the house, everything has changed. I mean, my waking up time, I'm always awake by 4 because you have a life depending on you. You know, you have to take care of baby, you have to take care of husband, you have to take care of home, you have to take care of work. As I was fortunate, my mom stayed till about, baby was almost 8 months. Yeah. I mean, she wanted to go, we begged, but eventually she left. She had to go because she had to take care of my dad as well. And I went to work when baby was just about a little bit over 3, almost 4 months. I had to go back to work. So yes, there's a lot. I have to wake up, make baby's food. You have to do all that, make sure everything is in order, because you can't be leaving your child for someone and be putting the stress of they having to do all that. Yeah, so there's been a lot of adjustments. My baby, somehow, he didn't like bottles. So even if you express, he won't take it from the bottle. Yeah, so I mean, initially he was doing, but when he turned like 4, my baby decided no bottle. So even if I express, nobody is doing. So when you go to work, your breast is heavy, I'll express some and throw it away. When I come, you have to come home, make sure he's breastfeeding. So it wasn't easy, but Charlie, I never imagined that I could, I mean, there's some things I do now. I never imagined I could do it. Like a whole me, take care of a baby. Like not just, I mean, if I see my baby now, I'm like, wow, I did that. Like, yeah, it's me. That's me in there. I look at him, most of him, I'm like, I keep asking myself, is that really my child? Because I'm doing everything to make sure he's comfortable. Sometimes I ask myself, like, wow, you really doing this? Because it's not easy. It's not easy keeping a little human going. You have to make sure he has food. Before he turned 2 months, I'd already given him cocoa. By 4 months, we started solid. So, and nobody has ever prepared my baby's food. I make sure I prepare it myself. I batch cook over the weekend. I put it in the fridge. So every day, my mom knows what to heat up for him every day. I didn't. Yes, my mom was there. She said some things, but I mean, not everything. I'm thankful for the internet, I must say. I'm thankful for the internet. Instagram, particularly, because, I mean, these days you have people who share their baby journey on Instagram and all that. So you see it. You pick 1 or 2 from here, and then you do what you think is right. I think being a mother is just by the grace of God. You can never know what you're doing. You are only doing what you think is right for the baby. Yes, and I think there's that natural thing it comes with. Once you're pregnant, yes, you're in the process. But once the baby comes out and you accept the fact that you have a child, it usually flows naturally. You go along with the flow. That's how I see it. It's not like you don't really know what to do. No. Especially when your baby is sick and all that. You never know what you're doing, but you do it anyways. A lot. I mean, I gained weight when I was pregnant. My baby was big. For a first time pregnancy, I think I started showing very early. As early as between 4 and 5 months, you could tell I had a very big belly. Swollen feet throughout. Anytime I went for antenatal, they would check. I mean, when you go and they check your urine for sugar and protein and all that, it was always negative. There was nothing in there. So they were always like, why do you have all these? My feet was huge, very swollen. The only slippers I could wear was some Ghana made slippers. That was the only thing I could wear. I later found a shoe that was size 43 or no, it was 44. Those were the only things that my feet could. I gained a lot of weight. I think I shot up to 128. That was how heavy I was when I was giving birth. I think I've lost some weight, although I've not lost everything completely. My body has changed. My stomach has become soft. If I put on a belt for long hours, by the time I take off my trousers or something, I notice there's a cut on my stomach. Even with my bra, when I take it off, I'll notice, I mean, they're not tight, but you notice anytime there's something so close on my skin, like my tummy area, yeah, by the time I take it off, there's a cut. That's how my body has changed, but I mean, it's worth it. Sleep. I told my friend who just had a baby that she's welcome to the club of, sleepless nights. I think once you become a mother, forget about sleep. You can only start sleeping when maybe they are grown up, or maybe even when they are grown up, until they are on their own, forget about sleep. Because you see now, I have to wake up. When I resigned from my full-time job just about a week or two ago because it had become too much. It was too much stress. I can't take it. My office is at Amra here. I live at a phone call. The distance, I have to leave home by 5:30. So if I'm leaving home by 5:30, what time am I waking up? I have to wake up, make babies, yes, his lunch and dinner, I batch cook on weekends, but his breakfast I make every day fresh. So if I have to make his food ready, you have to clean the house, you have to do all that. Sometimes by 3:30 you're awake. And when you're not fortunate, my baby at a point, he decided to be staying up until like 12. He slept during the day, so he doesn't feel like sleeping. So you go to work, you come back, you're tired. This little man is also awake till like 12. So you finally are able to catch sleep like 12, 3 o'clock you're awake. There's no sleep. Our mothers have done well, and I think we are doing extremely well, because in today's world, it's not easy being a working mom. It's not, but it's always worth it. They'll usually tell you when he sleeps, but it's a lie. There's no way you can sleep. Unless maybe you have people doing everything for you, and yes, but if you are doing it on your own, when baby sleeps, you have to cook. When baby sleeps, you have to clean. You have to iron. There's something to do. Because you see, when he's awake, when they are crawling, they are growing up, you are chasing him around all over the place. You can't be doing too many things. So when he sleeps, that's the only time, that's the time you have to put your house in order. So when they tell you when baby sleeps, please, it's a lie. You can sleep when you have people doing things for you. But if you're like me, when there's nobody doing anything for me, I'm doing my own scrubbing, I'm doing my own cleaning, I'm doing my own everything. How do you sleep? You can't sleep. Beginning was painful. Yes, the first time, I think my nipples became a little bit sore, and he's pulling, the thing is painful, and they're telling you the only way the sore will heal is if he continues to suck. It was painful. And then expressing, yes, I expressed because I had to go to work. So I was expressing, although my baby wasn't taking it, because my baby didn't like bottles. So you express, you have to throw it away, but just so that my breast doesn't become heavy. And yeah, breastfeeding, nobody told me I'll be buying so many breast pads. Those things are expensive, you're using them day and night. After delivery for some time, I think I was wearing a bra throughout the day. Because you go to work, you can't leave your breast like that, because breast milk will be leaking here and there. So you are sleeping in bra. Because I'm not the type who sleeps covered up or like that. I usually like to sleep without any clothes on. So that whole change where I mean sleeping in bra, hey, really, that's like it was a big deal. But later on I got used to it, and at some time I think, yeah, it wasn't dripping like it used to before, so I stopped. I could sleep at night without a bra and breast pad. Eventually along the line I stopped wearing the breast pads and all that. But Charlie, those things have chopped my money too much. I wish I could get a refund. I am fortunate. I do not wash with my hands. I have a machine, so that washing is not really a problem. And I think when baby came fresh and my mom was there, she used to do all baby's washing. Yes, I have. Because you see, before baby, if I'm sick, I'll sleep. Like, I'll relax. I really don't mind. Like, I don't want to do anything. But now, I'm sick. I feel in my body I am weak. I'm tired. But no matter how weak or sick I am, when it comes to my baby, I can do anything. Yes, I mean, I could be almost gone, but once it's about him, I'll find the strength. I don't know where the strength will come from, but I'll be able to do whatever I have to do to make him happy or make him comfortable. And I've never taken money from my husband to buy clothes for my son. Never. Not because I don't have to, but you see, I see something I want him to wear, something I know he'll look good in. I buy it and I'm gone. I maybe by the time you come and you are coming to take the money from your husband, you go back and somebody has already picked it, because getting boy stuff is difficult. Let me see. I'm sure other boy moms will testify. Getting girl stuff, it's all over the place, but boy stuff, I mean getting quality boy stuff, is difficult. So once I see it, he's just 14 months, but he has clothes he can wear even when he's 3 years. I buy it once I see it and it's nice. I buy it and I put it down, because yeah, he will eventually grow into it. And he has changed me. Now, every move I make, he's the first thing I think about. Because you see, initially maybe you could do some things, but now I'm like, hey, your son needs you. Even when I'm driving alone, I'm different. When he is in the car, I mean, I'm sure when my son is in the car, I'm the nicest driver on the road. I went back to work 4 months. Yeah, when baby was 4 months. But I quit 2 weeks ago. And I quit, my formal job, decided to concentrate on my own business, because I can't marry the two at the moment. It's stressful, it's difficult, and not just about being stressful and difficult. I think it was getting to me. I was always tired. I was always weak, and it wasn't healthy for me anymore. So I've come back, but that doesn't mean that I do not have eyes to go back into the corporate world. Yes, I'll definitely go. That's why I went to school, and I'll definitely go. But I'm just taking a break to concentrate, build my business to a point where I'm comfortable, that I can leave it in somebody's hands, and then maybe I'll go back. You have no idea. Now we are going out. Baby alone has like 2 bags, because his food is in 1 bag, his diaper and other stuff. I carry his diaper. In his diaper bag, you'll find diapers, you'll find extra clothes, you'll find his medicine. I always carry like paracetamol, Bonisan for constipation or diarrhea. I always carry that. I always carry his thermometer with me in his diaper bag, his hospital card. They're all in his diaper bag, because I always say anything can happen at any place. So yes, his diaper bag is always full, and then I have a lunch box with his food. So when you go, at first, if I'm going out and it's just me, and I have to leave the house like 7:30, I can sleep till like 7, and within 30 minutes still get ready. But now with baby, no. You have to bathe him, you'd have to feed him. And everybody knows how it is feeding a baby. Sometimes you're lucky, you feed him, he takes the food fast. Sometimes he's being playful. He doesn't see what you're seeing, that you're in a hurry. Sometimes he's sleeping. You have to wake him up. And I feel so bad when I have to wake him up. Yeah. I remember when I used to go to work. Sometimes he'd be crying uncontrollably and my mom would call me. When mommy calls me, I end up singing Coco Melon on the phone, like some of his favorites. I sing for him and he's quiet. I'm like, what does this boy understand? But yeah, that's how he calms down. These days, I mean, we're always doing peekaboo around the house. He's covering his eyes. He's running after me. Sometimes you're dancing for him. You're tired, but I mean, you have to keep baby you have to make him happy. I'm throwing him in the air, I'm dancing, I'm singing. And I asked myself, what is wrong with me? What am I doing? And it was surprising. I'm sure most people do it. I'm not the only person doing this. I think I can sing almost all the Coco Melon songs from A to Z. Yeah, because I don't watch TV anymore. That little unemployed man in my house has taken over my TV. In the early stages, he was growing. I mean, yeah, there's rapid growth, and then it was okay a little, but I think that it depends on how you buy the clothes. I don't buy like maybe he's 3 months. I'm buying 3 months clothes. No, I'll usually buy maybe he's 3. I'll buy 3 to 6. So there are 3 to 6. So it's he can wear for some time before you change it. But yeah, I didn't do all this reading thing. I didn't do it. I decided I'll go with the flow. Let's go as the day goes. And also my other thing is everybody is different. I'm different, you're different. What works for you might not necessarily work for me. I did a lot of videos. Like I watched how people are raising their kids, what they are doing, how they are running around. But in all that is that's not what I'm doing. I'm not doing what I'm doing because somebody did it. I'm doing what I'm doing because that's what makes me comfortable. I'm not out there to compare myself to anybody. I'm doing what works for me. I remember I took him for, what's it called, the weighing one time, and I was feeding him. He was just about 4 months. I was giving him food. Those nurses, she was like, "Aden obane design a manager." And I'm so me do sika na eto. Because I was angry, like, what's your beef? Why are you asking me why I'm giving my child food? I was angry. So I was like, "Aden me do sika na eto," and she shut up. And that was the end of the conversation. Because it's my child. My child. I don't think you know what is best. You don't know what is best for my child more than I do. So why are you asking me such a question? Maybe if she had come in a nicer way, like, isn't he too young, or what are you feeding him or something? But with this sign a woman journey, what do you mean? Is it your money? The people who come and do the weighing and all those things, some of them are very rude. At one of those sessions, I think my mom and my baby, they are very close. She took him for the injection. I was sitting somewhere, and then the nurse was like, "Akolane mami we here una wo de neighbor." I was like, "It's ne mami amba won one pani nana." And they looked at me, and I'm sure they in their heads are like, "This girl, she's not okay." Because somebody has brought baby, give baby injection. What has it got to do with whether the baby's mother is there or the baby's mother is not there? What is your business? So okay, what if what if baby's mom passed? Baby won't get injection because the baby doesn't have mother. Do I? Yeah, sometimes I call him chairman. Because the guy is behaving like a chairman, you're a big man, chairman, you give orders. Because you move based on his orders. I mean, he's not telling you to do it, but his actions are enough. So yeah, sometimes I call him chairman, sometimes I call him honorable. When baby is sick, baby, he doesn't speak. You notice your baby is sick. You don't know what to do because you can't tell what is hurting or where is hurting, but you need to find a solution. You see that your child is in pain. You don't know what to do. You don't know where is hurting. I mean, if he could tell you that, mommy, it's my head, mommy is my stomach, mommy, my neck, my leg, you could find. But this one, and I dare you, you can't be doing trial and error. You always have to be alert because that life depends on you. That life depends on how you think. That life depends on how you react to situations. So, I mean, that's been the most difficult. When he's sick, when I go out with my baby and everybody's like, oh, you have a nice baby. Oh, he's nice. And you see, I always say my baby is outside gentility, home cry. And this boy is at home. When we go out, he's the best behaved. He won't cry, he won't worry you. Like, he's well behaved when we're outside then. I mean, yeah, you have a good looking baby. Everybody wants to hold your baby. Everybody wants to touch him. It's nice. It's good. He smells good. He looks good. He eats well. I always say I'm grateful to God because I feed my baby anything and he eats it without stress. His favorite is fufu. Yeah, I'm surprised. That's my baby's favorite. My baby's favorite is fufu and banku. So you can imagine. And he eats it so well. He eats it with so... He makes me happy because there has never been a case that I've cooked for him that I have to discard the food because he eats everything. As a mom, I think you should do you. Do what makes you comfortable. Do what you know or feel is best for your baby. And then pray. Just pray every day for the grace. I mean, you need to pray for strength. You need to pray for patience. You need to pray for tolerance. Because believe you me, there are times that they will get on your last nerves. And especially when they are babies or they are that young and they don't understand anything. It is up to you to make them understand. He's climbing something. Stop. And I think babies, stop means do. They don't understand stop. But when you say, maybe, if you don't stop, I'll do something, they understand that. Because when my baby is eating and he's being all silent, if you don't eat, no cartoons, this boy will open his mouth. So I think they understand some languages, but the word stop itself, like stop, and just stop like that, forget it. They don't understand. So just do what makes you happy. Pray. I mean, that's your... And if you don't understand anything, ask. If there's something wrong with your child, don't sit at home and do trial and error. Take them to the hospital. Let them get checked. Cook their food. Yeah, I mean, make their food yourself so that you are sure what your baby is eating. Even if you have help, don't let your help make your baby's food. Do your own baby food. You are sure what you are feeding your baby so that you know at all times, or you feel at all times your baby is okay. Just do what makes you happy. And love. Because if you don't love your baby, you can't do anything for your baby. Yeah, I know. Maybe people might have gone through what I went through. It was difficult, the very early stages after I gave birth. For the first 2 weeks, I did not feel a thing for my child. Not a single thing. It took the grace of God to snap out of that. And here I am. I love my boy.
This video was sponsored by Clothing Kids Club.